So I had some custom drumsticks made for me. Name of my band, my name on the bottom. I was talking to the guy, told him that I made things out of rocks, and he was really interested in guitar picks. He said he was a collector of guitar picks. Oh, by the way, the company is Maker North. I'll post a link at the bottom. You can check out their stuff. It's really cool. The 3D printing, laser printing, they do all kinds of stuff. So he was really interested in guitars made out of rocks. Okay. So he was really interested in guitar picks made out of rock. So I told him I'd make a couple and show it to them. To them? Nope. Ah! Take 75. So he's really interested in guitar picks made out of rock. So let's make him a couple. He also wanted a cross made out of jade. So I do have some jade. I have quite a bit of jade actually. Nephrite jade from BC. And I also have what we call around here is algoma jade. But it's actually just green quartzite. So I'll make some guitar picks out of that. And he also wanted to know if I could make him a cross. So I will make him a cross also. This quartzite does have a few fractures. Along here, along the bottom, and one going down here. So I'm not sure if I can use this. I do have others that I can use, so we should be okay. The jade for guitar picks, I would have to make a lot thinner. So I'd probably cut out the size of a guitar pick. Oh, by the way, he made a guitar pick 3D printed. He wants me to use as a guide, a template. So I will have to do that, but I'll have to cut this like really thin. I think even if I make a cross out of this, I'm going to have to thin it down a little bit. So I'm going to find a proper piece of quartzite. Hopefully I can find something with no fractures. And we'll get cutting. I'm going to cut you, man. I'm going to cut you, man. I'm going to cut you. Alright, I do have a few pieces. Stuff that's a little bit lighter green. These are tiny slabs. These are awesome for a guitar pick, but more fractures. So that's not doable. I think they'll just break. This one, maybe I can get a guitar pick in there. Hard to say. I might have to cut a piece out of this. Ooh, that's a good one. Let me get that wet. Thank you. Yeah, it's not bad. Probably want a little bit darker green, but I'll make a guitar pick and a cross out of this. Maybe a couple, just to be on the safe side. And I will do a shade a little bit darker. Hopefully the crack doesn't go all the way through. I don't know. And cut some out of here. There's another one I could try to cut out of. I'd like to stick with the darker green. Something like that. I will do one or two of each. And before I can cut, I do have a bunch of stuff that I have to move because I've been painting my drum room. I've got it half done up to this wall here, and then I'll have to do the rest later, but this is the important spot anyways. Sometimes I like to make some drum videos on my other YouTube channel. If you like drums, the channel's called Boom Smack. And if you're Canadian, this is a signed drawing of Greg Godovitz from the band Goddo. And a signed poster. And I got my autographed Jerry Mercer drum head up for the band April Wine with some drumsticks of his. Picture of him and I jamming together on 2 different drum kits. And that's me and Jerry there. This, by the way, for drummers, this is an old 1980s Tama Superstar kit. I bought the kit new back then, played it for about 10 years, got rid of them, and got them back probably maybe 5-6 years ago. And I use them for my practice kit. I've used them on stage a couple of times, but usually mostly for practice. But enough about that, let's get back to the rocks.
A lot of fractures, but there's a good spot over here. All fractured over here.
So it starts to get fractured again. I think I'll have one good piece. This one here. Looks pretty good. I don't think I'll cut any more off of this one. I'll try another piece just to make sure. I think I'll try to cut another piece or two just to see. Ooh, what's that? A little bit of reddish in there. Interesting. I'll grab this one and I'll try another piece. See if we can find anything without any fractures. I also have this big puppy here that's nice and green. Doesn't look like there's too many fractures, but it's hard to tell until I cut her open. But I don't know if it's going to fit on my saw. Nope. I could cut some of it off. Maybe cut about that much off there, and then I could see what's on the inside. So let's try that. At least I got one piece for now, and then we'll do that one and we'll cut this one before I get into the jade.
Ta-da! Ooh, pretty! Oh, nice. Beautiful. Ooh, that's thin. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty brittle though. Okay. I cut a piece a little bit thicker. So now I'm going to do the jade. So now my next step is to cut them out. Okay, we got everything cut out, kind of, sort of. As you can see, I can only go so far on the one side because if you flip it over, it's pretty much cut through all the way. So the reason for that is this blade has a curve to it. If the table was lower and was 90 degrees with the center of the blade, then we'd be able to cut it properly, but we can't do that. So I have to do this with a different type of machine. Oops. And I think while we're at it, I'm going to cut some pudding stone ones. And I have this thunder egg, waterline agate. I'm going to cut. And some sodalite. And some petrified wood. Some amethyst. And some tiger eye. And I'm going to shave a little bit off of this Montana agate. Make a pick or two out of there. How about some mahogany obsidian? This is a saw made by Inland. It's got a very fine blade to it, and hopefully it's going to get through a rock. I've done it before. I don't have to go very far. I only have to go very short distance. So let's give it a shot, see what happens.
A few inches later.
Alright, well, that didn't go as I planned. So I'm hoping I can square them off on the cabbing machine. Ooh. Yeah.
Okay, I got everything done with the first wheel, which is the 80 grit. I'm going to let everything dry, see how everything looks, and we will go from there. I might have to touch up some other ones. Might be some spots that I missed. Might be some ridges or lines that I have to fix. So let everything dry first, and then we will check it out. So I think this is ready to go for the vibratory tumbler. They're looking pretty good. I don't know if they're all going to survive or not. These are pretty thin. I think I overdid it on the thinness. But that's what guitar players want, and I'll take the risk and give it a shot and see what happens. If it works out, great. If not, we'll try them a little bit thicker. I know there's a few that are going to survive. That one's going to be beautiful. Just to let you know what we have here, we have sodalite, amethyst, agate, tiger eye. This is jade, pudding stone, petrified wood, mahogany obsidian. That is the green quartzite, crazy lace agate, another green quartzite. This is source agate from Thunder Bay, another piece of petrified wood, agate, another crazy lace, waterline agate, pudding stone. That could be jade. That's jade. That's not. That's quartzite. That's jade. That's Montana agate. And quartzites. And that's jade. Amethyst. And another agate that I'm not quite sure. So we'll see what they look like in about 9 days. And what I will be using is my double barrel Lotto tumbler. It's a vibratory tumbler. Put your rocks in here, tumbling media. In these 2 containers, I have rocks that have been sitting ready to go for stage 2 in the vibratory tumbler, because you can't do stage 1 in the vibratory. That's why you have the rotary tumblers to round off all your rocks and get them smooth in the stage 1, which is the 60-90 grit. Then you can use your vibratory tumbler after that, starting with the 220. These are the rocks that I will be tumbling along with the guitar picks. There seems to be some picture jasper. I remember tumbling this stuff. It's from one of my subscribers, Lisa. How you doing, Lisa? It's been a long time. Hope you're doing okay. All kinds of really cool rocks. I think I saw, oh, there's a piece of Montana agate. So I'm going to go through here, find all the small rocks, throw them in there along with some tumbling media, and we will be good to go. Hey, let me know in the comments if you think Let me know in the comments if you think this will survive or not through 9 days of tumbling in a vibratory tumbler. You think it'll make it? Place your bets. Here's hoping for the best. So what I do is I grab a little handful of rocks, put it in the tumbler, grab a few picks and the crosses or whatever, throw some in there, just throw a couple in here. Now this sodalite, I don't know. I'm going to have to keep a close eye on that because I don't think it tumbles very well because it's very soft rock. I've never tumbled or done anything with it before. So this is another experiment. People that have already worked with this probably go, no, don't do it. But I got to try, see what happens. Okay, so we'll grab a few more rocks. Small ones. Throw them in. All kinds of cool stuff. Some banded irons, a quartz. What else we have? Agate. Amethyst. And do a couple more picks in here. How are we doing for... Nope, still got some room. All right, I'm going to need 2 hands to do this. So I will take care of this and we'll see you in 1 second. And now we'll throw in some tumbling media. This is all of this type of media that I have left. I do have some that I've made out of ceramic tiles. All I did was smash up some little 4-inch ceramic tiles. The gray ones are a different type of media. They work really well. But this, the ceramic tile, is just amazing. I love it. So we'll throw some of that in there. And what I have to do every few days is change all the grit. So I have to check the tumbler probably 2 or 3 times a day just to make sure everything's good. And after 2 days, I have to get rid of the first grit, which is the 220 grit, and then go to the next stage, next grit for another 3 days, and then on until we get to the final polish. All right, the tumblers are all good to go. Filled it up with the media. Now I have to dump the water, add the 220 grit, and then we'll keep doing the changing the grit every couple days. So if you want to see the rest of this video, you're going to have to tune in next week and see the results.